Hi friends, welcome back to Win Philly. This is episode number 13. Can you believe it?
13? Oh,
13.
shoot. I thought it was like 19.
Really?
I'm joking.
Oh my
But we
goodness, I
will
was like
have
thinking we were doing something amazing.
1900.
Yes. And thank you all who have subscribed already. Thank you so much
Yes.
for following, and I know that you're seeing those videos because you actually push the notifications. Thank you so much.
Yes, to be notified when a new one comes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the little alarm or
the little
bell.
alarm.
Yeah, that's so cute. Thank you.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
for those people just tuning in for the first time and you don't know us, I am Dr. Heather.
Don't know us,
I
but
am
you
a
will.
psychotherapist, clinical sexologist, marriage and family therapist, and I practice here in Philadelphia. I see couples and individuals around an array of things.
An array of things, an array of issues. We might have
Not
to check.
always issues though. Sometimes people just come to me because they want to live their full potential and they don't know how, and they're feeling like, oh, my life seems great, but something is missing.
Something.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it. So you help them.
I help them. Yep. Figure it all out.
That's amazing. And that is why, she is here, because she's the best in her field. She's
Thank
knowledgeable. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing you educational, knowledgeable videos. That person in the back is Isla. Hopefully she will tone it down a little bit just so you can hear all of us.
She's adorable, but she is
I'm
too,
sorry.
and she is like,
It
I
was
want to be a part of
bring my
this.
daughter to work day.
Bring
Here,
your daughter
let
to
me have
work
that.
day. She got her little briefcase. She walk around. She's
Oh,
adorable
thank you.
and funny.
Thank you.
Hey,
Okay.
Isla.
So go get some tissue. I'm Nakisha, and I am the owner of Hodge Studios, which is where we film Win
Yes.
Philly. And I am also in marketing, and I'm also a mom, as you can see.
Yes.
So I'm doing all of my jobs
An
at
artist
once today.
Yes. Yep.
Um,
So she rents this place out. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So she rents this place out. You can check her out if you want to rent this place on her website.
NikkiTakesOn.com.
Yep.
And we actually are putting together some promo videos for the space, so it will give you a better idea of how your experience will be when you rent at Hodge Studios. But let's jump right in it. Isla's going to join us today. No, just
You going to join us today,
Yeah.
Isla? You going to talk?
no. She's going to sit here and she's going to be quiet.
So our topic today is sexual harassment and work, right? Or just sexual harassment, period. Like, what is that to you? What have you been sexually harassed? And have you been sexually harassed and not said anything to anybody because for fear of retaliation or losing your job or something like that?
Excuse me. Oh my God.
She is not having
At
it.
least this is
So anyway, while Nakisha has stepped away to be mama, I'm just going to talk a little bit. So, we have this Me Too movement in our society today, which is much needed. It is really sad that so many of us have been sexually harassed and not said anything because we don't want to deal with the repercussions, or we don't want to deal with the repercussions, like people saying stuff to us or people telling us we're lying or, sexually. So the Me Too movement, I know, is not just sexual harassment. It is also, being, it's also being forced to do things that you don't want. It goes beyond sexual harassment. I think it goes into like abuse. It goes further to this whole cycle of abuse that occurs after you have been sexually harassed and people continue to do it. And it just is really sad that we as people feel powerless sometimes. Women, we feel, and men, and people who don't identify as women or men, just feel powerless in that they're not able to say to human resources, hey, I'm being sexually harassed, and actually something gets done about it. So don't get me wrong, there are companies out there who do something about it. There are people who work at places who are phenomenal. with that. Who don't put up with that, they have zero tolerance. Like, I think every place should have a zero tolerance for sexual harassment. Every place should have a policy around what sexual harassment looks like. You know, because sometimes you have someone in a lower position who is being sexually harassed by someone in a higher position, let's say a CEO or somebody who has stock, you know, on the board of directors, and then the person in the lower position doesn't feel like when they went to HR anything was done because that person's in a higher position. I think there should be clear regulations and guidelines. You know, our states have them, you know, their requirements, but people just don't follow them. So I think they should make them clearer, you know, so it's not like, oh, she's lying or he's lying or they're lying. I think it should be clear guidelines around an investigation into sexual harassment when it comes to work. Because people often think that, I was talking about how people often think because you have a lower position and somebody's higher, CEO and things like that, that nothing gets done if they tell HR because that person is basically the boss.
There used to be a lot of that going on. I think now, more so in this climate with the Me Too and everything, more people are coming forward and they're saying like, listen, this person did this, it's making me feel uncomfortable. But that brings me to my question, have we gone too far with some of these things? Like what constitutes harassment, you know? Like if a person, one of your coworkers is showing you something and they just put their hand on your shoulder, is that sexual harassment? Or, you know,
I think you should open up your mouth and say, hey,
like,
I don't like to be touched there. Please don't touch me. I don't like to be touched. You know, there are kind ways to say things. But if you've been leading this person on, it still doesn't give them the right to touch you. Because some people say, well, you was leading me on. You've been leading, so what? That doesn't mean I led you on to touch me.
But you shouldn't lead people on. I mean, work should be work, in my opinion. You
I
should
agree.
go to work and do your job and not blur the lines, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree, but leading on they could think the person led them on because they wore a short skirt
or
a
they
meeting.
smile and they're just friendly, like, oh, she's into me.
Oh, she's flirting, or he's flirting, or they're flirting.
And it could be, it doesn't just have to be a male and a female, of course. It could be, you know, the same sex. So you should also be mindful of that, because some people, they don't think that it's sexual harassment if you're the same sex, like girl or whatever, and you're always touching somebody, or you know. And some people, they don't like that type of interaction. So you should be mindful about that. Stop touching me.
You know, and then I think sexual harassment is not just physical, it's verbal too.
Yes,
you know,
for sure.
It's definitely verbal, because there are ways to pay compliments. And I heard somebody the other day on YouTube, I forget who it was, but they were like, man, I don't even know how to compliment a lady anymore, because I say, girl, you look good, and they take me to HR. So it was a comedian or something. It was so funny. But you know, I was thinking, well, if you like, hey, like, you gotta be, hi, you look really nice today. I just wanted to give you that compliment.
Yes.
You know, it's different than, ooh, hey, like,
or something.
Unless we're friends and I know that's you. Like, you know, I tell her she looks great. I'm like, girl, you looking fine today.
Yes, you
but
are
if I didn't know her,
girl,
like, that would be inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think we should pay. So that takes me to something else, but it's related. I think we should learn how to give compliments in a positive way that's kind, love energy. Like when I see sisters out on the street or whoever and they look nice, I'm like, oh, that is sharp, girl.
I think it's nice to pay compliments, because you never know who's having a bad day. So sometimes people give me compliments and it just uplifts my soul, because it's out of nowhere. One day, it was so early in the morning, it was like 7 o'clock, and I had to be at a meeting at 7:30, and I was just annoyed that I had to get to this meeting. I stopped at Wawa to get coffee, and you never feel your best at 7 a.m. Maybe you do, maybe you're that lucky person.
I feel great at 7.
I might feel great, but I'm not looking great, okay?
You think you're not, but you
it takes a
probably
while
are.
for, you know, the bags to disappear. But this guy was behind me in line, and I was like, oh my gosh, I only have $1. I gotta put this on my card. I'm so annoyed. So I'm searching my purse, and he's like, listen, I want you to have an awesome day, and I'm gonna pay for your coffee. That's what he said to me.
Yes.
And that was like winning the lottery for me.
Yes.
Because first of all, you need your coffee. But
Girl,
I was like,
listen.
that's so nice.
Cold brew.
I couldn't believe it that someone would actually take $2 to pay for my coffee because they cared enough about me having a great day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this. So if y'all ever want to send us stuff, y'all can send us some coffee. We are coffee drinkers.
I'm a coffee snob.
I love coffee. So send me coffee if you got like a favorite coffee you think I want to try. If you're in another country and you just want to send some stuff,
Yes.
send it right on up in here to Hodgepodge Studios. Take gifts.
But you should definitely, be mindful of the type of way
that you are
you
commenting,
say,
complimenting, let's say, not commenting, complimenting on people.
Yeah.
I have a quick story. So sometimes people do go overboard. I have to say, my life is unusual.
It's never boring. That's
It's
for sure.
unusual, but I'm blessed and I love it, every moment of it. It's really different though. So this happens quite a lot to me. So I'm going into we have a place called the Produce Junction here, which
Oh, yes.
the
Produce
farmers
Junction.
give their
Farmers
produce and you
market.
can get it for really cheap. So my
Yeah.
friend and I, we go there sometimes and get produce. So I'm walking
Surprise.
in and this lady, I'm like get ready to walk in the door and some lady comes out and she's so loud, y'all. And it takes a lot to embarrass me. I don't get embarrassed easily, like ever, because I'm like, oh, it's me. It is what it is, right? She was like, girl. Oh my God. She was so loud. She was like, oh, I need to take a picture of you. You are beautiful. Fumbling, trying to get her phone out, blocking me from getting in the door.
Wait, you let her take a picture of
No, because I was like, thank you. But I was trying to get in the door where my friend was already in. He didn't hear none of this because he already in. The lady done stopped me from going in. She outside, she gonna shut the door. She was like, oh, I gotta get a picture. Can I take a picture of you? Oh, girl, you are gorgeous. You are just, girl, you done made my day. Just
I love it.
making my eyes sing. She was saying all this stuff. I had not even heard these taglines before, okay? And I thought I heard
like
everything.
That, making my eyes
Girl,
sing.
so I
That's
walked
so
in and I was
great.
like, thank you, that's so kind of you. Because it was kind of her to say. So I tell you this story because I want you to feel empowered to give compliments to people.
At a lower octave.
You ain't got to be all extra. That was extra. But listen, that happens to me quite a lot.
But that's a good sign.
It's
If
weird,
nobody did
okay?
it, then
But
what? Exactly.
I would be all right with that because I know I'm fine. Okay, I know me and I love myself, all of it.
I like the compliments.
Okay?
If you see me and you want to pay me a compliment,
Yeah, I do. I didn't say I didn't like them. I'm saying
please do. Just
if
not
nobody
over the top.
if nobody ever complimented me, it wouldn't make me or break me. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate, especially when old ladies compliment me. I love that.
I love that too.
That is like, oh,
You know what
thank
older
you.
women tell me
But
all
anyway,
the time? They're like, I feel like I'm getting off the topic.
We are, but we're on it because we're trying to tell you how to compliment people without
Yes,
sexual
without,
harassment. So
being
that's why
crazy.
we kind of
Yeah.
are talking about this.
But
And-
older women always say to me, girl, I used to dress like that when I was younger. Or I used to wear them kind of heels. And I'd be like, thank you. And they like, oh no, I'm going to the chiropractor now. So you
because
better
of the
be
heels,
careful.
yeah, right.
But they always comment
They right though,
on-
because I
on
wear
the
the heels
shoes.
no more.
Yeah, me neither.
But you can definitely compliment people in a way that is loving and kind
Yes.
and not degrading and negative and cat calling them.
no cat calls.
Yeah,
please.
that's
just
horrible.
derogatory.
It's
period.
derogatory,
It's
you're
not
right.
only derogatory to the
Uncomfortable.
person, but it's just kind of lame on your behalf. Like, cool it.
And it's uncomfortable
Yeah.
for the person receiving the cat.
Do you honestly think that person is gonna stop and give you their number?
You think we're walking away like, oh yes, they just catcalled me? No, and no. We're walking away like, oh God, I gotta get away from here. I gotta get far away from here as I possibly can. Is a can gonna come flying at my head because I didn't turn around and say hello?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta think about people are sometimes really nervous when you're in a situation where people are catcalling you. So just be mindful of that.
Yes, you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable.
You know, sexual harassment is such a big topic because
Yeah.
I think people don't understand how it makes the other person feel because you're so into how it makes you feel.
Right. Or maybe you come from an environment where you don't really understand the norms. You know, some people, they don't know the line and they toe it all the time, you know, and they think, I mean, it's not malicious behavior. They're not like trying to be a creep, but it just seems really creepy. So I think that, what's she doing? I'm afraid to look.
Oh my gosh, look at
I'm so sorry, but I mean,
She like
it's never a dull moment
closed
here,
cart.
for
It's
sure.
hilarious. But let's talk about tips
Yeah.
so we
Get
can
off
wrap
of
up
that.
soon. But we want to kind of tell you, if you're being sexually harassed, figure out who you can go to, the chain of command.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't, if the person that's sexually harassing you is in the chain of command, you need to go above them.
Right.
Okay? And
Right.
don't feel bad about doing that.
Don't feel bad about doing it. Good point.
Sometimes you need
Good
proof.
point.
You know what you do? You save those emails, you save that, you put a record real quick. Like, it's all kind of ways that you can catch people up these days.
Yes.
And have proof. Because sometimes when you have a higher person and nobody's going to believe you, you have to have proof. Unfortunately, your word is not enough. So I would say get some witnesses too. You know, when I was being harassed, I had witnesses. People actually, ooh, she right front into the light. People actually came up.
Isla,
This
no.
is hilarious. I'm
No.
trying to see this.
No.
People actually came up to me and was like, Heather, I really heard everything that went down and I'll be a witness for you. So ask people around, did you hear that? Did you just hear that? Would you be willing to write that up in paper and, you know, on paper and be a witness for
Right.
me? So
That's
don't be
important.
nervous about that.
Documentation.
Yep, documentation.
One thing I want to say, I'm sorry I got off track, but some people are not, I know, I'm trying to ignore her. Some people are not verbal people who can speak up for themselves. And when I was in a few situations where, you know, I mean, it was clearly inappropriate behavior, I always felt like I can speak up for myself. So I would be like, oh my gosh, that's so inappropriate. Or I would say something to make the guy feel stupid. But I feel not addressing the problem by, you know, reporting them. Isla, no. Come to me. Come on, you want to say hello? Come say hello. I think that me not reporting the problem was part of the problem.
Right.
Because maybe they didn't, not so much realize, but maybe they thought this behavior was okay because I didn't do anything about it. I just was like,
Right,
the
and
answer's
sometimes
no.
that happens.
Yes.
Because you don't report. They keep doing it because they're like,
And-
they ain't gonna do nothing. They scared.
Right, and maybe they'll do it to someone who's not as vocal as you, and then that person can potentially become a victim. So it's very important to, you know the boundaries and speak up, not just for yourself, but for everyone. It's kind of our duty as women.
So if you feel like you have been muted and it's really difficult for you to speak up, go see a therapist. You know, I would say if you have EAP at work, or you can go see a therapist on your insurance, or you can self-pay, I would say go talk to a therapist because they can empower you around going to HR and help you figure out who's the right person to go to. Okay?
And so we're gonna leave it there because we got a lot going on in here. I am Nakisha. You can find me at nikkitakeswoman.com. And also, please leave your comments.
Yep.
We want to know what you're thinking about this episode. If you have any ideas for future episodes, leave us your comments.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, go on over and visit my YouTube channel. It's SEXDR Heather, Sex Dr. Heather. Also, go visit my website, sexdrheather.com, and watch all the Win Philly episodes, okay? Like them, subscribe, sign up for the alerts, and we'll see you in the next episode where we're talking about, what are we talking about? So,
Everything.
So Isla is acting up right now, but she too, like, you know, she 2 years old, she a baby, that's what they do, you know. So, but she's having fun, and we're having fun too. She's adorable. You know, I think that really helps because
Thank
she's
you
just
for being
adorable.
so patient. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know. Our next topic is gonna be about.
Oh my gosh, it's on your phone.
Oh, my phone's over there. But anyway, we will see you in the next video.